Hey OnlyFans, what's up? This is Kina, the Chief Marketing Officer of Only, and welcome to the Mint episode 18. And today we are going to have a very special guest, and it's going to be the second artist in our Only Market Artist Launchpad, and you will be joining us later with him. And of course, before anything else, I would like to thank everyone for watching us live. Hi guys, hi Anton, hi Simon. Thank you so much for watching. It's so nice to see you also, Anton. Thank you so much for always tuning in to all of our The Mint episodes. Yay! All right. Okay, so it's a little bit noisy. Anyways, before anything else, I would like to introduce our very special guest for today. Kcir Johan grew up creating art. He started sketching and drawing when he was around 4 years old, and he recalls comfortably lying on his chest on the ground, making drawings while narrating made up stories about the characters that he created. So, fast forward to 2015, Kcir Johan was one of the selected artists to participate in the Major Arcana project, where he was assigned to illustrate the single edition Hermit Tarot card. And this was his favorite work and collaboration ever since. So when he was asked about his thoughts on online galleries compared to traditional galleries, Kaiser Johan said that online galleries are better compared to traditional ones because the scope of online galleries is limitless and traditional ones are bounded by the four walls. All right, so without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Kaiser Johan.
Hi guys.
Hi, how are you, Kcir?
Ah, I'm good and good. Okay naman ako.
Thank you. So this is your first time guesting here at the Mint. How are you feeling?
Of course, I'm quite nervous, no? Since this is my first time to go live in a specific platform, especially here in the cyberspace, the Web3. So
Yeah. All right. Simon said, I'm looking forward for this collaboration. And
yes,
Anton said, what's up, Sir Kaser? Welcome to the Only community. Yay.
yes, thank
Thank
you
you.
guys,
Thank you,
thank you
Anton,
guys.
for the very warm welcome. Thank you so much for that. So, would you like to say hi to the viewers, to the watchers, and the listeners right now?
Yeah, yes, big shout out sa lahat ng nanonood or naka-tune in sa live. Simon, Anton, and the others as well. So thank you very much for listening to the live broadcast, the
Yes, thank
Boy Dibil Collection. Thank
yes. Of course, we're going to talk more about the Boy Dibil Collection later on. But before anything else, I would like to ask, where did your name Kaiser Johan come from?
Well, it started way back 2009 when I was still in college, my first year in college. Basically, our professor was asking for alternate names for him to give us grades. So once he posted our grades, he doesn't want to post the real names to avoid, to avoid discouragement whenever we get low grades. So we're asked to create a specific pseudonym or code name for him to post it in posting results, test grades during my first year in college. So I can't think of any name. So what I did was generate an ambigram, if I recall it right. So generate um, a name from my current name. So that was that was the generated name. So I do it since.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So for those of you who don't know, Kaiser Johan is the alias while his true name is John Rick Miranda. So
Yes,
Kcir Johan is the name that you use for your collections, for your artworks, right?
yes, as well as my art accounts and some of my emails, alternate
Okay.
emails, so I'm using the Kcir Johan.
All right. Thank you so much for that. How is your personality reflected in your work?
Well, Boy Dibil actually was me. Technically, he was an alter ego of myself. So technically, most of the characteristics was, of course, um, inspired by my original or my self characteristics.
Okay, we are going to learn more about the Boy Dibil NFT collection later on, and it's going to be very awesome because I have read all the descriptions.
Bet
You've
what?
made up the stories about the character. Before that, Bernard Historilia said hi, hello Kcir,
Yes,
welcome. He said, bet you got high
bet you
grades.
had
That's
high
why
grades.
the
That's why the name is Tokyo.
yeah. And of course, Sammy Ray from YouTube, he said, welcome, sir. The art from the teaser looks cool and kudos. Yay.
Yes,
Thank you
guys.
so much for tuning
Thank you, Sir
in.
Sam.
Yes. So, as I mentioned in the introduction, that you've been drawing, you've been sketching since you were a kid, right? Do you have any other specialties besides drawing? Do you have
I
any
think
other
I don't
hobbies?
have a specific skill from sketching and illustrating, but hobbies, I have a lot of hobbies, skateboarding and longboarding. So I'm into longboarding and skateboarding. So some of the ideas and some of the inspiration on my um, driven or were inspired by my hobbies such as skateboarding as well as gaming, basic gaming, playing mangas, and watching sci-fi stuff like Blade Runner and Rick and Morty, something like that. So aside from that, I don't think I have special abilities that I can consider. So I'm pretty plain human, typical an average Joe, they say.
Okay, okay. All right. I think there's a minor static sound from your microphone. Anyways,
Yeah.
what do you think how does digital art encourage your creative thinking? Since when have you been doing digital art?
Digital art became very versatile, let's say versatile and complex um, medium for me since I've been sketching since I was a kid and I've been in competitions, editorial cartooning since elementary and high school days as well as I became a editorial cartoonist on our school publication way back in college. So I'm pretty adept on inking on traditional medium. And I get to transfer into digital art. Um, it made my art more flexible. I'm I'm glad that I can make more mistakes, not 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 unlike in the traditional art. So um, it became easy for me to create more artwork since the possibilities of creating different types of artwork is limitless on a digital platform or a digital art itself since the mistakes can be limitless. You can always press undo buttons and redo buttons whenever you made a mistake. Unlike in the digital medium, um, every movement, every sketch, every stroke must be polished so that your artwork won't be messy or more clean than you want it more clean na gusto mong magawa unlike digital art na flexible yung ano mo, yung artwork mo. Yun.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for that. So, since you mentioned that you've been doing traditional art and digital art for quite some time, how do you differentiate those, in your opinion?
Well, the digital art is very flexible compared to the traditional art, but I would say before you um, enter or try digital art, you must learn the fundamentals course, fundamentals of the traditional art. So start sketching on pencil, on paper, using ink, paints, crayons, color pencil, pastel. So when you transfer into digital medium, it will be more easier for you to adapt and more easier for you to explore the digital platform because you have the fundamentals of the traditional um, artwork or traditional way of doing art.
Okay, thank you so much for that. All right, I just want to read a few comments here from Facebook. Anton said, I can't wait to see the rest. And Sammy Ray said, damn, sci-fi head nice. All right. So a lot of people are actually looking forward to seeing this collection on the Only Market. So just a little background for everyone. Only Market Artist Launchpad is presenting its second partner artist on the platform. Kcir Johan, an illustrator that frequently combines low life and high tech. All right, so from his collective work entitled Neon Dystophilia, his work aims to exhibit the inequality in our society. So, in his first NFT collection in collaboration with Only, he introduces Boy Dibil, a character that represents someone who's willing to go the extra mile and the dirty work for the people that he loves. So, Kcir Johan actually said that crypto art is versatile and it allows you to buy, sell, and trade digital goods as if they were physical ones. And in fact, Boy Devil was not the first art collection that he launched on blockchain. So because of his experience, Kaiser expressed that he understands the difficulty in selling works due to the saturation in the market, knowing the bearish status of crypto today. So he actually has other NFT collections, NFT artworks available on other platforms. So this is not his first time. And despite the journey he had as an artist, Kcir Johan doesn't consider art as his career. Not yet, maybe. Although that would be his end goal. And he said that I think art is more of an outlet, but hopefully I can pursue art as a career. So in relation to that, how do you see yourself as an artist years from now?
Don't want to see myself as an artist years from now, but I want to um, transition myself from a typical employee to a full-time artist. So hopefully by the near future, I can transition into a full-time as my career, art is my career. So hopefully by coming years.
All right. So you've been creating a lot of artwork since you were young, 4 years old to be exact, right? So what creative process do you think excites you the most?
Well, the creative process excites me the most is thinking of the character, specifically the story that I will draw, that I will create. So that excites me the most. So since I'm a daydreamer most of the time, I spend my time daydreaming about any characters that I wanted to be. Sometimes I get inspiration from the shows that I'm watching. So and I create a specific character based from that. So that's the very exciting part for me is creating the characters itself. So I can be anything I want. I can create any characters I want. I can I can make limitless skills, limitless characteristics of a specific person or a specific character from that by thinking of it alone.
All right. Um, Sammy Ray from YouTube said, "Yes, sir. Let's go." All right. I love the energy, and of
Me
course,
too.
Anton said, Web 3 can definitely change lives. So we are here for you in the long run once you achieve that goal of working full time as an artist. And of course, creativity is very important for artists because sketching, drawing are skills that you can practice like on a daily basis, but creativity is something that is in your mind. And so in line with this, how do you exercise your creativity? What are the things that you do to improve? Or you said that you are a big daydreamer. What are the things that you usually do to improve that?
I should say overthinking. So since imagination overthinking is the wrong way. They say the wrong way of using your imagination. So to hone my skills, to hone my creativity, I always think of some things um, outside of the real world. Especially I sometimes I space out when I'm alone. So I'm thinking of several things and thinking of several ideas about how to create art, how to introduce new characters, how to introduce new stories, as well as also I'm also reading and watching different types of shows that um, enables me to create other stories, create other ideas. By that way, watching, reading, it became an input to my creative uh, to my create to my creative aspect of artwork. So my creativity, reading and watching shows and daydreaming and imagining things fuels my creativity. So that's the way I hone my creativity in a daily basis. Sometimes when I'm driving, sometimes when I'm sitting, sometimes when I'm just sitting alone,
Yeah.
nagde-daydream ako, nagbabasa, mga ganyan.
Yes, and actually, the most important part about this creativity is you have this opportunity to turn your ideas into beautiful artworks, right? You
Yes.
combine low life and high tech. I've stalked your work. It's very beautiful. Can you explain this part of you? How did you find this niche, and how long did it take you to develop your art style?
Well, every artist needs to sit around and do nothing, just to think of something um, to create, something to do. Well, way back in my early years of sketching, I was fond of sketching using ink. So I'm the type of a black and white artist guy. So most of my arts is related to dark art. So most of my artworks are mostly skulls, reapers, um, dark characters, the demons, something like that. So some of my friends call my artwork as Dibil Dibil. So that's why some of my artworks are used in tattoo competition, shirts, band shirts. So when I create something like that, some artwork with a dark art theme, mostly it's cathartic. So from a bad experience or um, depression, sadness, something like that, and other um, emotions from other people that experiencing depression, not not they're experiencing unhappiness in their life. So I use it as a fuel for my artwork. So since then I was really creating dark themed artworks. If you can visit, if you have time to art account, first art account, which is Kcir Johan. So my Inktovers, my ink works are there. So they are really dark pink. So my friends call my artworks as Dibil Dibil. So I became an idea to have the name, the Boy Dibil itself was depicted from the name. Yeah, yeah. So yan. So most of my artworks are cathartic by that time. So whenever someone or some friends tell their thoughts, sentiments about their lives, so I try to make a illustration about it. For me, it's a way. It's my way for it's it's a way for them to feel that I care about them by creating, by illustrating their demons for them. So that's why my wife and other my friends called my art Dibil Dibil. And eventually, I met my wife and I transitioned into digital artwork. So nawala na ako ng catharsis. So I don't have something to fuel my dark art. So sabi ko, why why can't I make a colorful one out of my feelings, my emotions, my sentiments? So I created the Boy Dibil series, which is a cyberpunk theme. So it is more of my catharsis now. So since I have very sad and very um, depressed emotions as of the moment, since I'm happy with my current um, status in life. So I created something colorful, something futuristic, um, looking forward for my future together with my family. So yun, doon ko na-discover, doon na-develop yung Neon Dystopia series today, which is depicted by Cyberpunk Boy Dibil.
Okay, I love when you said that you want to show how much you care for your friends by drawing their monsters. And it really shows here in your dark artworks about how much you really care for them, how much you really support them in these very dark times. Samurai said, "Wow, thing is nice, buddy." Thank you for that, Samurai. And he also said that creative freedom is a necessity to every artist, which is very, very correct. And of course, I would also request KJ to show the other Instagram, which is what you were talking about, the neon dystophilia. So you mentioned your wife. So I want to ask, how did your wife influence your transition from this very dark artworks into the neon, low life, high tech artworks?
Well, actually, Boy Devil was at first a comic. Actually, I have a copy on my Facebook account, but Boy Devil was actually a comic. This comic, should I say, this comic about my wife, about our arguments, about our simple misunderstandings. So I created the Boy Devil as a comic, low key dissing her, her ways, her habits, my habits as well. So I created a comic about Boy Devil, how Boy Devil was annoyed by her actions, how Boy Devil was patiently waiting for her to get ready, patiently waiting for her to go shopping. So actually, Boy Devil was also inspired by Manix Abrera's character, Bertong Bad Trip. So most of the time, I really relate to Bad Trip. It is Manix Abrera's character in his Kiko Machine comics, Kiko Machine series. So I really relate on Bertong Bad Trip, how he is really annoyed by everything around him. So I kind of make a character out of it on how I was annoyed by my wife. So I created Boy Dibil. So Boy Dibil was actually a diss comic about her. Sometimes like I post some scenarios, I draw some scenarios of us and make it light so that people will see the scenario as a funny scenario, not the annoying one. So that's why. So eventually, I created something. I created a backstory when I was sitting with her watching Rick and Morty. So sabi ko, why don't I create a specific backstory about us since I don't have nothing to create na. So I actually kind of make it a series. So if you see the pattern of my post, actually it's a series of story. There's a story behind every artwork. So yan na yung tip ko na si Boy Dibil and si Miss Arty. Well, Miss Arty, Rogue, there's a specific meaning of arty, but in reality, it's just arte. Arte, kasi arte. So, so gumawa lang ako ng story about us, cyberpunk team, inspired by cyberpunk, Rick and Morty, Blade Runner. So, yan. Nagkaroon na rin ako ng
Okay.
specific characters.
Sabi ni Anton, ang ganda, ang ganda daw. And sabi ni
Thank
Samurai,
you.
this is very cool. The colors are on point. And actually, it's so nice that you mentioned your wife because she was also part of the Boy Dibil, the descriptions, right, of the story behind the Boy Dibil collection. So
Yes.
like obscure killed your wife, so you were enraged by your wife's death. And
Yes, yes.
this part of the collection, the artwork, which is entitled Casual, it says here that now he was struck by the corporation and needed to hide and made camp on the outskirts of the city, often called by his wife a devil. Whenever they are into an argument, he decides to go by the name Boy Dibil. So
Yes.
it's nice that you always bring her also, like even in your artworks, even in your comics, it's so nice. It's a really good love language you got out there. And of course, congratulations on your family.
Yes,
Yay.
thank you. Yeah.
Yes. So I want to know, since you've showed us like the photos, your artworks, can you tell us more about what area of the artwork do you put the most effort into?
The details. Of course, the details. So, the detail says it all. So, a minute detail may make a big change on the artwork itself. So, yeah, sa details ako nag-focus most of the time. Sa minute detail. So, you can see dito sa isang artwork na to, if you zoom in, there's some serial numbers on the test tubes, yan. So, I'm very particular with those mga ganyan na details sa artwork. So, sometimes I do freelancing yung mga clients ko na may bigla silang sasabihin, ay meron palang ganito, meron palang ganyan. Kasi parang sila na mismo yung nakaka-discover dun sa artwork na meron palang something na nakasama dun sa artwork na usually hindi nila mapapansin kasi masyado nang maliit, mga ganun, something like that. So sa details ko talaga particular.
Yes. What's showing on your screen right now, everyone, is the artworks in the Boy Dibil collection. So in the Boy Dibil collection, Kcir Johan um, characterizes characterizes Kcir Johan, aka Boy Dibil, as a former biological researcher in Obscure. So it is a biotechnological corporation. So Boy Dibil was a high value asset for the company due to his research and telomere length variations, human cellular aging, cloning, and facilitated embryonic development. So Boy Dibil, this is the character that really has a very solid history background, and you can tell that he is a biological researcher. So the story, I really want to dive deep into this story because as I was writing the article, I got really interested in it. So from the very first artwork in this collection, which is called the pre-trial, um, it says here that Boy Dibil was still a human. The researcher, he developed a compound that may enhance humans in several aspects. As the project lead, he solely knows the formula and composition of the said compound. He decided to test the compound and create a pill which he called 3P, which is the peak potential pill that enables humans to control aging, regeneration, and elevate intellectual activity. So it's a very, it's a very detailed story behind each of the artworks in this collection. Can you tell us what inspired you to create this series?
Well, technically, Boy Dibil was me. So, I am a researcher on the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine by profession. So, I'm a biologist. So, ginawa ko ng tweaks yung ano ko, yung profession ko. So, ginawa kong background ng character ko din yung profession ko. Although I'm not into biotechnology, I am into entomology. I'm on the study of insects, particularly mosquitoes. So, since I was a biologist, so may karoon ako ng since then I was interested in telomere length variation since nung napag-aral namin telomere length variations niya. So, pwede siyang magkaroon ng um, evolution yung tao depende sa biotechnology na mangyayari in future things. Although I'm not into depth study of that, interest ko rin siya and as well as inspired by Rick and Morty on how he created clones of himself. So yun, ginawa kong background story yung ano ko. Dinagdagan ko lang ng konting pinaastig ko lang kunwari yung sarili ko. Although parehas kami researcher, so mas cool si Boy Dibil. Mas marami siyang capabilities.
All right. So I was also curious. Out of the different artworks you've done before, how do you think Boy Dibil differs from your previous artworks?
Well, Boy Dibil kasi is actually a living person. So it represents a specific person and every artwork is a characteristic of that person itself. So hindi siya technically fictional. Although may mga fictional features siya, may fictional character siya, may characteristic siya. He is a living person itself. Boy Devil is a living person. It's just that dinagdagan lang siya ng mga um, superhuman characteristics.
All right. I'm very in awe of all of the artworks in this collection. So, for this Boy Dibil collection, which work do you most enjoy doing?
The thief, the quantum fluid thief and the SAT, si Reaper, yung may dalang royal. May dalang royal.
Oh,
Sabi ni Sammy Ray. Yan, yun, yan, siya. Well, actually, this one was my favorite, not actually favorite, one of the interesting characters. I can say characters, the series of Boy Dibil, version of Boy Dibil. This is the particular one that I really like the most. Since this one was the thief who stole the quantum liquid that he uses to recreate the body of her late wife. So siya.
all right. Sabi ni Sammy Ray, now I want one. Yeah, the
Oh,
artworks are sick. Are sick. Kudos body for the effort and the grit. Thank you so much, Sammy Ray. That's so sweet.
thank
So
you.
I really want to dive deep into this story. I want to know, did you write the backstory of all of the characters?
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
of the story. Wow. So
Yes,
aside
yes.
from being an artist who are actually you're actually a very good writer as well. So kudos to that. So I want to like start from the very top, which is the pre-trial. um already have the description. I'm going to read it, and if you want to like add additional details as to how you formulated that story, you can let us know. So the very first artwork in this collection is the pre-trial. Can you go back, KJ, to the very first artwork? Sorry. All right. So as I've said before, this character is Kcir Johan, your alias, right? So he is a
Yes.
biological researcher, and so you said here that he decided to test the compound and create a peel, which is called the 3P, the peak potential peel. Can you tell us more about this?
Well, since the primary goal of Kcir Johan was to develop something for um, poor people of the society, he really wanted to develop something that can cure and alleviate illnesses and diseases of certain persons or certain people around his um, country or planet. So he decided to create something that will enhance enhance human abilities, human capabilities such as intellect, health, cellular regeneration, as well as cure, of course, cure diseases. So through years of research, he has developed the 3P, the peak potential pill. So since Sir Juan was sympathetic to every human, he didn't want to test on human trials, but he wanted to test it to himself so that no one will bear any side effects. And the solution is simple. So he decided to test it to himself, and medyo
That's
mayabang din si ano eh, si Casey Johan sa part na yan since confident siya sa formula niya, akala niya walang mali. So, tinest niya sa sarili niya.
but it's he wants what's best for the people. That's why he created the spiel. And of course,
Yes,
the second artwork in this collection is Transform. So he was all with his creation. He tried to peel himself to assess the enhancing capabilities of the said peel, which turned sideways. So di ko na nagkamali. The peel has the side effects on every individual. Although it greatly elevates traits, on the other hand, it significantly enhances dormant or suppressed traits,
yeah.
goodness and evilness in example. So in his case, he turns into a wicked, apathetic being with horns like a devil. So can you tell us more about this artwork?
Well, actually, since this was a comics before, and it was a comic about a devil, so actually I just integrate the story on being a devil to this one. Since meron ng specific pattern na nabuo, so ginawan ko lang siya ng integrated story dun sa ano, since Boy Dibil was a sympathetic human being, so yung suppressed traits niya, yung dormant, kumbaga mas mabait siya personally, but there's of course, sabi nga yung yin yang, meron tayong there's in evil, there's goodness, in goodness, no? So since yung goodness nga is probably mas mataas ah, sa evilness, yung suppressed traits niya na-elevate nung pill or nung formula niya. So yun, nag-change siya. Yung typical typical na nangyayari sa mga superhero movies, superhero sa scientists like Incredible as well as Rick and Morty. So he turned uh, apathetic being. So parang nawalan siya ng pakialam, nawalan siya ng emotions. Same time, nagkaroon siya ng horns like the devil. Although the devil like um, appearance was already created, so in-integrate ko na lang siya dun sa character. pinangatawanan ko na yung pagiging Boy Dib.
Awesome. And it actually turned out great because in this third NFT artwork in this collection, which is the post trial, Boy Dibil was upset by the results of the pill. He decided to recalibrate and do more research on his formula, but the company saw an opportunity in this. So the company wanted to mass produce the formula, administer trials on mercenaries, and create a robust army. To his dismay, he disagreed about the idea and destroyed his research data. Wow, so this is where the ethics
Yes, the work
come, right?
ethics. The work ethics. Wala.
Yes, can you tell us more about this part of the story?
Well, since Boy Devil was transformed into a devil-like being, so ayaw niyang mangyari yun sa iba, and at the same time, hindi niya pa makara-recommend yung formula niya
Mm-hmm.
to administer sa ibang person, sa ibang unit. So, the typical ethics of a hero, actually anti-hero pala. They put it kasi anti-hero siya for me. So, the typical scenario, ayaw niyang ipagamit sa iba since gagamitin nga sa hindi kagandahan na objective ng company yung skill niya. So, he destroyed the research data, the formula itself, na siya lang yung nakakaalam. So, yun. Typical na, most of this, also, this story was also, partly was taken from Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Refers again comics sa Captain America since formula to create superhuman soldiers. Parang medyo may part din doon na sa story.
It went wrong. Yes, yes. All right. So the fourth artwork in this collection was the first time that ever mentioned the wife of Boy Dibil. So
Yeah,
by his actions, obscured, killed his wife. The company killed his wife, and Boy Dibil was enraged by his wife's death. That he went on a rampage and killed every obscure employee who he thinks is responsible for it. So this is where things got really really dark because he's got blood on his face, and he went out to revenge for his
yes.
wife. Can you tell us what inspired this artwork?
Well, to give something to pursue, something to look forward to, I made something na parang magiging motivation ng character para magkaroon ng progression yung story. In here, I also take some of the ideas on Deadpool. So Deadpool is an anti-hero. So when his wife was killed also, so he lost the will to continue living. So here naman, yung obscure is enraged doon kasi gusto nga nila makuha yung formula. So the best thing to do for them is to get back on his wife, get back on his family. So yun, pinatay nila yung character ng wife dito ni Boy Dibil. So yun, nag-transform si Boy Dibil into into a devil, and then he killed obscure employees and personnels na involved. He thinks na involved dun sa ano na yun. So by this, ang tanging natira lang dun sa wife niya is yung lifeless body. So sinalvage niya yung remains nun. Preserve niya yung brain ng wife niya. So hindi yun kita dito sa story, but the story itself, nandun yung ano niya, preserve niya yung brain ng wife niya.
There is so much detail in here, and I love that everything actually, like, there's an inspiration behind this, and it's like a compilation of stories that you love
Yes, yes.
and into one artwork series. Yeah. So I love all the details in this artwork. So about this the next one. So the next one was the artwork that I mentioned a while ago, the casual. So he was being tracked by the corporation, so he needed to hide, and he made camp on the outskirts of the city. So this is where he decides to go by the name Boy Dibil.
Yes.
And actually, this part right here is like an inspiration based on your like the Neon Dystophilia
Yes,
series,
yes.
right?
Yes, yes. So this one
And
was the actual na itsura ni Boy Dibil. So actually, I made this artwork first, but as I progress in creating the sets and the collection, I decided to take this uh, fourth or the um, fifth one for my collection. So she's the casual na itsura ni Boy Dibil. So typical na cyberpunk themed na ano niya, his jacket as well as his futuristic earphones, walking around the city, um, being stealth about it, being careful on his every move so that he can evade the obscure personnel. So,
all right. Anton said, ang hirap naman pumili kung sa asa ng bibilhin. Ha ha ha. The details give me chills. Wow, thank you. That's right actually. Like especially the art, the story behind aside from the artwork itself, your story, you are actually owning the story. Like you are part of the story by Boy Dibil, right? So
yeah.
the next one actually is the rogue assassin. So from time to time, while investigating his wife's death, Boy Dibil visits several obscure personnel, and this is where he interrogates the staff, and you know what happens after that. So look, he looks like a really scary assassin. Can you tell us more about this artwork?
Well, since nga pinatay yung wife niya, since he doesn't know who really did it, so it's a mystery since ever since hanggang ngayon wala pa ring character na kung sino yung pumatay sa asawa niya. All he know was her wife was killed and he only discovered the body of her wife um, dead. So ngayon, nag investigate siya sa mga obscure employees since he was a former obscure employee. So iniisa-isa niya. So ngayon, ini-interrogate niya. After niya ma-interrogate, pinapatay niya. Since nga, siya, medyo miserable siya since na malayo yung wife niya. Since he is a loving partner to that wife, although may mga misunderstanding sila. So, yun, pinapatay niya yung mga obscure employees.
All right. Thank you for that. So the next one right here is the virtual brawler. So to release his rage, Boy D Bill or aka BD, he joins an underground virtual brawling tournament wherein you can fight remotely but you still have the ability to damage your opponent. So in his current status, he can easily win fights and earn cash. So this is like web 3 right here.
Yes.
So he's got the AR glasses and he's ready to fight. So can you tell us more about this part of the story?
Well, actually, this was inspired by the Ready Player One movie. So, if you can, the movie of Ty Sheridan. So, medyo cyberpunk din yon, futuristic type. So, he he joined a fighting tournament, wherein he can fight remotely nga. So, virtually, nakikita niya yung opponent niya, but at the same time, kaya niyang i-damage yung opponent niya through gadgets and equipments na available sa ano na yon, sa time na to, sa future time na to. So, yun ang ginawa niya. Sobrang bad trip siya sa buhay niya. So, naghahanap siya ng mabubugbog legally. So, sumali siya sa isang virtual brawling tournament. So, yan.
I love that movie. So I love that you incorporated that in this series actually. So the next one in this collection is the Rogue Assassin 2. So the death of his wife made Boy Dibil miserable and made every way to salvage what's left of his wife, and he would try to bring her back to life. So that's the next one from this collection. He still visits obscure personnel from time to time together with his team, but this time he visits the corporation to steal essential laboratory equipment, reagents, and weapons.
Yun.
So, ang angas daw, sabi ni Anton.
Thank you. Thank you, Anton. Thank you. Well, ito is the series, as we progress, kumbaga may timeline siya, hindi siya talaga typically nangyayari every day. So, may time dito na year siya nangyari, may months siya nangyari after 10 months. Mahaba yung process ng story. So, ito, parang nag-ponder siya sa sarili niya na what am I doing? So, instead of just killing obscure employees who killed or sa tingin niya is pumatay sa wife niya, why don't he try bringing her back since ano naman nila is possible ngayon sa time nila. And at the same time, he is a biological researcher. So, he has the means, he has the intellectual capacity kasi nga na-elevate na yun using the pill. So, why don't I create a surrogate body for my ex-wife pala? Inaano ko na ako. Why don't I create a surrogate body? Sabi niya ganyan. So, yun. Since wala siyang equipment, the only corporation or the only team na meron nun is yung former employer niya, which the obscure. So, from time to time, ninanakaw niya yung mga equipment na kailangan niya together with his team, the Brigands. So, yun, kumukuha siya ng mga equipment, tapos gumagawa sila ng mobile laboratory lab. Ay, mobile laboratory. Ganun.
All right. So that's a really good backstory behind this artwork, and we're going to learn more. We're going to talk more about this NFT collection, of course, in continuation tomorrow. Versus this time, it's going to be a Twitter space with Kcir Johan and of course our marketing specialist KJ Naron. So tune in to that. That's going to be at 8 p.m. tomorrow on Twitter. So if you haven't followed us yet, just check out our Twitter account, Only IO. So about you, Kaiser, so what can we look forward from you in the coming months?
Hopefully, ma-continue ko yung story ng Neon Dystopia series and makapag-collab and makapag-incorporate ng additional characters sa story so that um, yung mga interested sa story, they can know about more of the story. So, yun.
All right. So actually, Kcir Johan mirrored his interests and his preferences in the artworks that he created, and he characterizes his style as a cyberpunk art that incorporates a dystopian feature. So by reading the sequence of the stories of each character in this collection, you'll be able to put together a genre of science fiction incorporated into art. Right? So if you want to check out more about the artworks in this collection, you can go check out the Only Market Artist Launchpad at only.market/launchpad. And then you can go see the collection of Boy Dibil in there, and of course the only market at only that market. So the Boy Dibel, Kcir Johan, do you have anything else that you would like to share with us, with the viewers, the listeners right now?
I just want to thank Only for giving me the opportunity to be the second artist on their artist launchpad for inviting me to be one of the artists. So, sa mga viewers and listeners, so hopefully, give the artwork some love. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Behance, and on my Facebook. So please support local artists. Um, transferring or lumilipat sa Web3 space. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for that. Sammy Ray said, "Deserve mo yan, sir." Thank you so much for
Thank
such
you, sir.
great artworks. Yay. All right. And actually, today we are launching the Boy Dibil Collection at the Only Market. It's now available online. It's now live at the Only Market. Just go to only.market/Boy Dibil. And you can see here all the details about the Boy Dibil Collection, and of course, all the artworks are in there, the description, so you can follow the story, and then you can go check out everything else at the Only Market, of course. Okay, all right. So thank you so much, Kcir Johan, for gracing us your presence today. It's really nice talking to you at this Dement
Thank you.
episode. And of course, we're looking forward to hearing more from you, to talk more with you tomorrow on our upcoming Twitter Space session at the Only IO Twitter. So you will see us there. So please tune in to that. And of course, lastly, you can join us on Discord, only.io/Discord and mustachioverse.com/Discord for more chats, for more experience in the about the collections, to chat more about our upcoming collections and this Boy Dibil collection. You can show your support in there, and we can also help you out with anything if you join us on Discord as well. And of course, join us or check out our social media sites at only.io on Instagram and only.io on Twitter, and join the VIP list for more exclusive updates. So, yes, thank you so much, Kcir Johan, for gracing us your presence today. And of course, to everyone who's watching us live right now, or for those who are watching this replay, thank you so much. And go check out the Boy Dibil collection at only.market/Boy Dibil. Thank you guys. Have a nice night. Bye.